But as I got older, the Bible felt more and more like reading someone else's mail. Interesting, no doubt, but ultimately secondhand and indirect. The truth I had grown up with, the teaching that had been fed to me, it wasn't necessarily that I thought it was false, but I longed to hear it for myself. I wanted to know faith for myself. Occasionally, fragments of the song still pop into my mind, sometimes in the Cantonese words I grew up with, sometimes in the English words I learned later. Often it's the chorus. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. And I think about how nice it would be if I were sure of that fact. What would it feel like if I believed that Jesus really loved me? I went to high school in Miami. At Westminster Christian School, we had chapel weekly, pledged allegiance to the Christian flag as well as the American, and were assigned to read books like This Present Darkness, a novel that taught me nothing about literature and lots about how demons are everywhere, including probably digging their claws into all of us right now. The school's name derives from the Westminster Confession of Faith, a bedrock theological work written in 1646, and a snippet of the Westminster Catechism, man's chief end is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever, was emblazoned on an outer wall of the athletics building. Judging by the school's priorities, a Westminster Warrior's chief means of glorifying God was winning baseball games. This high school of barely 300 students won the national championship twice in my years there, an achievement that, to my mind, remains one of the great uninvestigated anomalies in American sports history. During the fall of my freshman year, I took a class called James and Philippians to fulfill my Bible requirement. It was taught by a pale, earnest Bible college graduate named Mr. Byers, who at 24 was one of Westminster's youngest teachers. He and his family, who also attended my church, were beloved on campus. His wife worked in the school office, and their toddler Owen could often be seen tottering around. Mr. Byers said unexpected things in class. One day, one of my classmates raised a hand and asked, "What is heaven going to be like?" Mr. Byers got this far-off grin on his face and blurted out, "Heaven is going to be like an eternal orgasm." After a long, awkward pause, he added, "But you're not supposed to know what that is." A couple of months into the semester, Mr. Byers did not show up for class one day. Rumors started to circulate around campus. Churchy Christian school moms have raised gossip to fine art. Each news report prefaced, of course, by the admonition, "We should really be praying for him, bless his heart." A few days later, a special chapel was called to address Mr. Byers' mysterious disappearance. I have almost no recollection of what happened during the assembly, other than that our perpetually ill-at-ease principal, Mr. Adams, stood at the podium saying something bad about Mr. Byers. But my friend Sean says he remembers that chapel very well. Actually, I can recall what Mr. Adams said verbatim. Mr. Byers has been involved in an adulterous homosexual relationship, awkward pause, with another man. I think I recall it so well because I found it hysterical that he felt the need to include "with another man." The only thing my friend Heather remembers from that chapel is that the guy next to her said over and over and over, "I knew it, I knew it, I knew it." What I remember is the fear that swamped me. My palms still get tropical when I think of that chapel. At the mention of the word homosexual, I knew the truth. Even if I didn't have the words to define it then, I knew I had feelings like Mr. Byers's. And this was the lesson that I learned. Nobody could ever find out. Because if they did, I would be damned and cast out, just like he was. The United States is the most demonstratively Christian nation in the developed world. About 3/4 of Americans identify as Christian, according to a wide range of recent surveys, and more than a third say they're regular churchgoers. A study done in the early 1990s by Kirk Hadaway of the United Church of Christ and Penny Marler of Samford University estimates, though,